Welcome to Hashtag Viet News 2015. Today on VEN. Hello, I'm Fia Lau. Welcome to VEN, your most reliable economical news network. Vietnam, once dubbed as one of the poorest countries in Asia, now begins their focus on the four macroeconomic objectives. They have been reaping economic benefits as well as many tensions from all around the world. In 2013, Vietnam's GDP was reported to be 358.9 billion. Estimations that Vietnam will continue to grow stronger in the future, according to the data, have shown that Vietnam's 5 years of long-term growth, now currently at a rate of 5.30%. This is a sign of economic growth, showing the potential to alleviate poverty, increase employment opportunities for citizens, and furthermore encourage equity in the overall nation. Vietnam's unemployment rate, the percentage of labor force actively seeking employment but unable to find a job, is surprisingly low, reported to be 1.3% in 2013, indicating that Vietnam's economy may have entered a growth spurt. This is a fair natural rate of unemployment, a rate that combines frictional and structural unemployment. This therefore has proven that Vietnam's economy is producing at or over its full employment level, that it has stabilized its output at equilibrium without cyclical unemployment, indicating that there is no recession in the economy. Individuals will see an increase in household income and the economy will experience a higher level of AD, aggregate demand. On the short-run equilibrium in the ADAS model, when AD increases, short-run growth is shown as an outward shift in AD, assuming that either of the determinants of aggregate demand has increased in Vietnam, causing its AD curve to shift from AD1 to AD3. At AD3, there is an increase in demand which led to firms wanting to produce more output, and therefore increases to Y3. Wages are relatively inflexible in the short run, so firms can hire more workers, and the economy produces beyond its full employment level. The economy experiences demand pull inflation. Price level has risen due to greater demand for the nation's output. Employment has increased, the economy is beginning to overheat, and there is an inflationary gap as seen. The source of economic growth in Vietnam is highly due to its human capital and productivity, either through improvements in the quality of education and training of the nation's workforce that help lead to the productivity of workers, or through improvements in the technology aspect that has increased the output per worker, and therefore the average incomes of household in a nation. However, there are consequences of economic growth. Rapid economic growth usually accompanies with high inflation. If household incomes do not keep up with inflation, high incomes may not actually improve the standard of living over time. According to the World Factbook, the inflation rate, the percentage change in consumer price index, or the increase in average price of goods and services in the nation over time, in Vietnam was recorded to be 6.8% in 2013. This is a high and unstable rate that is not desired to have along with the low unemployment rate. At high inflation rates, firms and households rush to spend their money now before its value is eroded by higher prices. The race to spend while money is dear causes AD in Vietnam to grow rapidly, in which will result in a demand pull inflation, reducing real incomes, international competitiveness, foreign investment, and overall contributing to the instability across the economy. But eventually, Vietnam will move back to its full employment level. Vietnam's GDP per capita is $4,000, and its Gini index was recorded at 37.6 in 2008, indicating that a fair amount of people in the nation is enjoying the welfares of the country's growth. The government in Vietnam is by far doing well in meeting their fourth macroeconomic objective, equity in the distribution of income. Wealth in the country is distributed fairly equal among people, although there is still some inequality within the country. Government in Vietnam are working hard and putting a lot of effort into increasing the equity, such as progressive taxes, where the tax as a percentage of incomes will increase as the incomes increase. Overall, the economy in Vietnam is growing on the positive note compared to other developing countries. However, Vietnam's government should continue to pay more attention to the growing inflation rate in the future, as this may harm the economy as a whole. This is a Lorenz curve model for Vietnam. The poorest 20% of the population earns 7.1% of the nation's total income, while the richest 20% shares 45.4%. Comparing Vietnam's Lorenz curve with the line of equality, Vietnam's income distribution among households throughout the country is relatively fair. However, as the percentage of income coming from wealthier class continues to grow high, the difference between social classes may get bigger over time. That is it for today on BEN. I'm Fion Lau. Thank you for your time.